People don't like change. When any little thing changes, people freak the fuck out. They start riots. They kill homeless people and just lose their goddamn minds. So what happens when your favorite comedy podcast turns 3 years old and changes up its opening? I don't know. Go ask Distractable. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Whatever with Jason Soto, the comedy podcast that will make fun of you for saying the word panties, but not for wearing them. I am your host, Jason Soto. Hello, everybody. We are back in 2023. Yeah. Holy shit, 2023. I want to welcome my co-host, Rob Branch. Hello, Rob.
Panties.
And Lisa Sally Haynes. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to 2023.
2023. So we are going to be doing a couple of different things on the show. One, I am going to be video recording all these shows now and put them up on the YouTube. So if you don't know, Rabbit Hole Podcast has a YouTube channel. Right now, you got to do a search for
Harry Potter
podcast. There is not a direct link yet. Once we get 100 subscribers, we are able to customize the YouTube link. So if we can get some subscribers over there, that would be amazing.
Where'd you go, Lisa?
But you can now watch.
I'm back. Sorry.
You can now
Lisa's here.
Watch the show over at the YouTube, but you can still listen to it on the podcast. So if that's what you prefer, knock yourself out. Secondly, we're gonna start doing some bonus shit for the Patreon. So, which is gonna be my segue for a bonus segue to the ads. Everyone's favorite part of the show when I get to do the ads. You guys love it, right? It's your favorite segment of the whole entire show where I get to do the ads. Yes, we are going to be doing bonus segments, which will only be available at patreon.com/rabbitholepods. For as low as $3 a month, you're going to get early access to all the episodes that we do at rabbitholepodcast.com. There's also bonus content and bonus segments that will only be found at patreon.com/rabbitholepods. Definitely worth the time and money. And speaking of
bonus again,
boner. And speaking of time and money, all the shows here at Rabbit Hole Podcast are sponsored by Audible. If you go to audibletry.com/rabbitholepod, you get to try it absolutely free for 30 days. Yeah, holy shit, that's a steal. Download any audiobook, original show, or podcast you want. After 30 days, you just pay $14.99 a month. You get access to more audiobooks, original shows, or podcasts. You can cancel this anytime, and if you do, you get to keep anything that you've downloaded. So it is risk-free. You don't lose anything. So you can keep on listening to the audio version of War and Peace. Yeah. With that said, audibletry.com/rabbitholepod. Use that link. Helps us out. And you support the network. The network. That sounds so ominous. Support the network. It really does.
It sounds like some sort of
support the network.
Ominous sci-fi something that's going to download your brain.
When I write my young adult dystopian novel that's going to make me a millionaire and I get turned into a Netflix series, I'm going to call it The Network.
You specifically getting turned into a Netflix series. Jason Soto, the Netflix series.
Hey, let's make that happen. Third ad is RunP.
RunP.
The last episode we did the best of 2022, and when I was listening to all those older episodes, every time I talked about RunP, Lisa didn't do that, and it was really
every time.
Yeah.
I didn't do it every time?
No, not at the beginning.
I feel like, RunP Dan needs to, get me to record that, and every time you open the app, it's going to be me going, RunP.
You know what?
RunP!
Let's have him on the show, and we'll make that happen.
Instead of the silent buzzer going on your phone and letting you know that it's time to pee, it's just going to be me echoing out of your phone going, RunP.
So it's just going to be a movie theater, and you're just going to hear...
It's just going to be me yelling. 100%. Yep. It should be.
We're going to make that a thing. We're going to make that happen.
Happen in 2023.
No, you know what it should be?
We're going to make that happen.
It should be an animated version of Lisa, like in Jurassic Park, you know. So she's like, "Run, P!
Oh my God, yes.
Run, P!"
Well, we've been goofing off with it. So RunP, it is an app you download absolutely free of charge. And when you go see a movie, you tell the app what movie you're seeing, and it tells you when during the movie is a good time to go run to the bathroom or get a snack or a refill, any of that good shit. Download it right now. Android, Apple, Microsoft phone. Yeah. Give it a shot. You never know.
Does those even exist?
Maybe
still?
the Nokia phone. Can you download apps in the Nokia?
Nokia, download this app.
So anyway, that's RunP. That is the app. Please try that out. Now, RunP is not paying us for us to say RunP all the time. Believe it or not. We just like
cool
them.
People.
We just like them. They're really cool people, and we want the app to be successful. And because it is very useful. I use it all the goddamn time when I go to the movie theaters, and we need it. So
is it because of your childlike bladder?
Yes, it is because of my childlike bladder. So anyway, RunP. Hey, we're done with the ads. You guys happy now? We're done with the ads. We survived. We survived the ads on the network.
2023 survived ads on the network.
Yeah, we're only in January. We still got 11 more months to go. Okay. You guys, speaking of 2023, my 2023 started off with a bang. Not even a whimper. Not even a whimper.
Not that kind of bang, Robert.
No, I know exactly what happened.
Oh no.
Well, okay. Let's set the scene. I'm gonna be Sophia from Golden Girls. Picture it. Indianapolis, Indiana, 2022, December. I wake up one day and I feel a little weirdness in my throat, a little not that great feeling. You guys ever get that weird, stupid, bad, like, oh God, I'm gonna be sick and my throat's just on fucking fire and I'm gonna like, I want to just like put a scraper down there and just scrape my throat. You guys ever get that?
Yeah, tickle on your pickle. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Lisa's a robot right now.
Lisa's trying to figure out what tickle on my pickle means.
No. Sorry, I was distracted. What was the question?
This is why
I'm downloading an ebook. I'm sorry.
This is why I started making this a video so everyone can see.
This is why I can't multitask, and I keep trying. I'm sorry.
I just asked. You hate that feeling of, you know, when you're about to get sick, it starts in your throat, and you just get that horrible burning,
yes.
Okay. So I got this on a Monday. I woke up Monday morning. I was about to go to work. I woke up and my throat was just on fucking fire. I could barely talk, and I knew I was getting sick.
Fire.
This throat is on fire. You know what I like about reality shows? Every reality show uses that fucking song for something. You guys ever notice that?
I don't watch reality shows.
Not the ones I'm watching. That's the problem.
Go watch any. Okay, go watch any competition reality show. Let's put it that way.
They do
it's like a singing
on Survivor.
If it's any like singing show or a cooking show or something where someone succeeds and they overcame some kind of, you know, problem, they play that song like almost immediately. Anyway,
that's fair.
So I woke up, I had a sore throat, I called work, and I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling very good. I'm not gonna come in. And then they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, you know, please get better soon. And you're good. Okay. So Monday goes around, we go down to Tuesday. Tuesday I wake up, I'm still feeling like shit. I call in again, and I'm like, hey, I'm not getting any better. It's actually getting worse because now I'm like full of phlegm.
Rob is doing his interpretive dance for you.
Yeah, I think he forgot that we're video recording this.
That's why he's doing his interpretive dance. So you can see it.
Oh, God, this is going to be amazing. Okay.
You turned to the cameras on and you started recording.
Exactly. And this is the reason why I need people to see what I see when we recorded the show.
Such a decision.
It was.
It is a decision.
It was. So anyway, so point is I called off Tuesday. Now we go to Wednesday. I'm not getting any better. I'm feeling worse. And so I have to call off again. And then they're like, okay, well, you're still under your 90 days at work.
I was helping you. I was being dramatic.
And so you need to get a doctor's note. And I'm like, okay, I can definitely do that. So I'm going to tell you guys a little secret about me. Okay, you ready?
You don't have insurance.
I do not like doctors.
Okay.
Not the idea of doctors. I'm not that evil. But I don't like going to the doctor myself because there's always something goes wrong. Just every single time. There's just something.
Sorry.
They
what
either
if your partner likes to play doctor.
I don't know, we'll talk about that later. But
Lisa's like, damn it.
Lisa's like,
that is a different topic for a different day.
Lisa's like, oh, I'll ask that about tonight. Anyway,
go on.
Like more details. I can tell Neil later. Okay. Anyway.
Oh my God.
I'm punishing both of you because you're not neither of you.
I'm listening,
I am
man.
paying attention. I got caught the one
fine.
time, and now I'm actually paying attention. I have also successfully downloaded my book, so I don't care.
I don't like going to the doctor because everything always just goes wrong. They find some like bubonic plague, and I can end up going to the hospital, or they're like, "Why aren't you doing this?" Or just all kinds of. They add like more medicines to the ones that I'm already taking. They find something else wrong. It's just an issue. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So I looked into it and I said, oh, wait a minute. Pandemic, I brought along this thing called virtual visits where you don't even have to go to a doctor. You just go sign up for this thing and then you go talk to a person on, virtually, tell them my throat hurts. I'm sick. I'm dying. They ask you some questions and then they send you medicine.
You gotta pay for that though.
You do I do have insurance.
It's cheaper.
Like Rob made a joke, but I do have insurance.
I just recently got that in my union.
Yeah, no, Rob made a
now I have that.
Rob made a joke, but I do have insurance. I have this weird
Pornhub insurance.
This weird like state version insurance that I signed up for the last time I was in the hospital and I didn't have a job. So anyway, neither here nor there. So I wasn't worried about that part. I was like, fine. So, okay. So I want to describe this visit because it was fun. One of the funniest things I think I've ever done. So I don't want to say it was a doctor. I think it was like a nurse practitioner really, came on, which is
usually
fine. And, she's asking me like, oh, what's wrong? What's your issue? What's going on? And I say, I'm started with a sore throat. Now I'm getting all phlegmy. I'm kind of coughing a little bit. My nose is stuffy. But I don't have a fever. I'm able to breathe okay, like I'm not out of breath. I'm able to, whatever. I'm eliminating all these things, and she's listening. So then she's like, I need to look up your nose, which required me to do this.
Thank God for Zoom.
Except I actually had to take my camera. I didn't want to do it now, but I had to take my camera and actually physically like shove it up my nose a little bit. And this was before our dear friend Lackey bought me this new webcam that I'm using. I was using my old one.
So she didn't get to see up your nose with the HD camera.
It was this camera. It was this camera.
It wasn't just Lackey who got you that camera.
So I grabbed this camera and I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. And I'm like, I have to make the face and everything. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, now I need you to open wide and go, and then put the camera in your mouth. So I'm like,
Oh my God. Can you imagine what it's like for these doctors?
I mean, they got to do it, right? They got to do it, right? So she's like, okay, yeah, your throat is really red. You have a bronchial infection. And the only thing you can really do is just let it ride its course. But I'm going to give you some for the coughing so you're not coughing. And that's what she ended up doing. Now, the rest of the week happens. We're Friday. Actually, after the doctor's visit, I called my job again. And I said, hey, so I just went and saw the doctor. I got a bronchial infection, and she says I can't come into work for the rest of the week. She says I should be better by Monday. And they're like, oh, okay. Cool. They did seem a little weird. Like, they sounded kind of weird about it. Like, they were like, more like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. You know, like they were unsure about something, but I wasn't sure why.
Because they're assholes.
Well, you're jumping ahead, but yes. Okay, so now we go on to Sunday.
Don't get ahead of the story arc, Rob.
Yeah, Rob's the kind of person who fast forwards through the movie and looks at the last 5 minutes.
Oh, it was
like,
the entire time.
And then it's like, oh, it was Dave Bautista who murdered. If he's a murderer in Glass Onion, I have no idea. I haven't seen that yet.
He better fucking not be, because I haven't seen it yet, Jason.
I haven't seen it either, Lisa.
I knew it was the midget the entire time.
Oh my god.
It was just the first thing that popped in my mind, and I realized he was in a mystery thing that came out. So I'm like, oh wait, I better retroactively fix that. I have not seen Glass Onion, so I have no idea who the murderer is. So anyway, neither here nor there. Sunday comes around. I'm feeling a little better. Ooh, how very is that a spoiler?
How very, I don't know, very Murder on the Orient Express if it has to.
I was gonna say that, but I don't know if that was a spoiler.
No.
So.
Yes, Murder on the
Orient Express. I mean,
it's
an old book and stuff. It's a movie. And the Kenneth, unless people only watch the Kenneth Branagh versions, and
well, it's still all of them then too.
Well, I know, but then that's a spoiler for that movie. So
tough shit. Read a book,
sweetie.
Anyway, regardless, I get a phone call Sunday from someone I work with, which is weird because we're off on Sunday. Sunday's the day we're closed. We're closed on Saturday and Sunday. So I get a phone call, and I'm thinking when I saw the phone go off and it was a person at work, I was like, oh, you know what? They're probably checking to see like, hey, are you going to be in tomorrow? Like, you feeling fine? Like, I'm thinking it's like a check-in thing. So I answer it. I'm all casual. I'm like, hey, person, and I'm not going to say their name, but hey, person, you know,
what, bitch.
You know, like, hey, I'm all casual and friendly, but I'm still feeling kind of, I'm not 100%, but, so then they were like, hello, this is blah, blah, blah from the place I worked at. I don't want to say
that was very dangerously close to a different impersonation. Please be careful.
What, the one you guys don't want me to do anymore?
You started to slip and it scared me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, anyway.
I'm going to take out my book and start reading.
All right, anyway. So, yeah. So she's like, she says all this, and then she's like, so we had a discussion, and we're going to go in a different direction, and you do not have to come in. We're going to let you go. And I go,
that's nuts.
I'm like, what? And I'm like, what does that mean? And then she just repeated it. She's just like, yeah, no, we're gonna go in a different direction, and we just didn't want you to come in on Monday, and you know, and then have you just to go back. So we thought we'd just call you now and tell you. So what we're gonna do is we can mail you all the stuff you have in your office. But then we're going to need you to mail in your key, to us. And then I'm just trying to like get to the bottom of like, what the fuck? And so I never got a clear answer as to what the fuck happened, on that day. So they hung up, and I'm like, and then the only thing that flashed to my mind was I got fucking fired on my day off, which made me think of Friday. If you guys seen Friday.
Yeah.
Like, you're such a dumb motherfucker, you got fired on your day off. And I'm like, fuck, I'm a dumb motherfucker who got fired on my day off. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so the next day, I had to call back to give them my address, to where they were going to ship me my stuff. I don't know why I didn't have that, but that's neither here nor there. And I asked, I'm like, so can you tell me why you guys fired me? And then this is what they said. And I don't believe this. This is what they said. They said, we just eliminated your position. Now, to explain the position that I had, when I got hired on, they told me that they created, like this was the first time they had this position open at this place. And they were going to hire me for this position. And then supposedly, because I wasn't there for a week, they were like, oh, actually, maybe we don't need this position.
Realize you weren't necessary?
But, and
ridiculous.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, not the crazy tinfoil hat kind of one. Like, I don't,
Here we go.
But like, I always like think of like, there's like an ulterior motive to things. And I think there was something else going on. And I truly, truly believe that they fired me because I wasn't there for a week. Doctor's note or no doctor's note.
And they found an answer that they found a reason to get around it.
Right. So they were like, okay, he's gone for a week. We're going to have to just fire him because he's not dependable. But then it's like, but I had a doctor's note. So it's like legally they couldn't fire me because I did have a doctor's note. But here's the thing, Lisa, I don't know if you know this because you're not in Indiana. Indiana is a fire at will state, meaning they can fire you for any reason. Like, they don't even have to give you a reason. They can just go up to you and say, you're fired and get the fuck out.
That sucks.
It really does. It really does.
For something like that, you could probably sue for wrongful termination.
But not if it's a at will state, because they're just going to say, right at will state, we can just fire them for no reason.
There's certain limitations. But yes, we are a employee at will, fire at will state. Yeah, but there are certain limitations that, I've seen people get around that. I've seen people fight it and they've won.
Well, I think though, then they gave me the reasoning of eliminating the position, so then I don't do that.
So that you don't have anything to get around, yeah.
Right, because then if I were to like march in their lawyers and stuff, they're going to say, no, we just eliminated the position. We didn't need him anymore, so that's why we fired him. So it's not wrongful termination because we can just eliminate positions. It's like being laid off, which I guess technically I'm laid off. I guess that's more... Like, I keep saying I got fired, but it's more, I guess, like...
No, you got laid off.
I got laid off. But I just can't go back to that place unless they change their mind again or something, but...
Which they won't.
I'm doubtful. So now... we can make fun of that job all we want. So there was one thing I don't know if I don't know if I mentioned this.
Open.
I don't know if I mentioned this the last time I talked about them, but a really weird thing fucking happened when I got hired. My first day there, I walked into the conference room and just sitting on a shelf was a picture of Trump. I'm not lying. Lisa's giving me a look. I am not lying.
I saw the picture. It's true.
I had to like stop for a second.
These people.
I had to stop for a second, and I'm like everything's processing. And now the first thing that came to my mind then was, okay.
Wait. I gotta ask. I gotta ask, what kind of photo is it? So, like, is this like grandma's photo of Jesus where he's looking off benevolently into the distance? Or is this like one of those, like
it's one of those
face on big grin, I'm an asshole photos?
I will describe the picture. Okay, it's a picture of Trump. It's like his like official presidential picture because he's standing in front of the White House.
Yep.
Okay, so I think it's like an 8x10, and it's in an 8x10 frame.
It is,
and it's the type of picture that has a little stand in the back, and you sit it like on a table. It was that kind of picture, so it wasn't like a big giant portrait or anything.
Right. And
to their credit, I guess, but it was still a fucking picture of Donald Trump, and it was just on a shelf on a counter, like in there, and it wasn't even like hidden. It was just out in the open. Just sitting there. Now, the first thing I thought of, and maybe everyone else had the same thought, was normally when, like, you see in movies and stuff that whoever the president is, they have the picture up on the wall. Like, you always see this, like, in cop shows or things that take place in school. Right. They always have the picture of the president. But then I'm like, wait a minute, though. He's no longer the fucking president.
No.
And so it's like, okay, so no, this is there on purpose. Like, they put that there on purpose. Help us. Because it's not, it's in a frame. It was in a fucking frame. Like one of those brown kind of, I don't want to say fancy, but like, like you would put like a graduation picture in with those brown like borders, and it was weird. And I looked at this and I'm like, what the fuck? And so then, but like during the whole time I was there, like nothing Republican or right wing or anything like never came up.
Except for this photograph.
I mean, like nothing was ever like I never heard any kind of discussion. I never heard of like, hey, I'll see you at the Klan, meeting next week. Like I didn't hear anything like that.
Jesus.
It's my show. I can say whatever I want.
That you can.
But no, I didn't hear like anything like that. I didn't hear like, oh, fucking fags. I didn't hear nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now I also
sued.
The second conspiracy theory I have is that they all have like a secret like group chat.
I thought you could say secret handshake. I really thought handshake was coming. I'm sorry.
Probably that too. It looks kind of like this. I don't want to do it fully, but it's probably kind of like this. I'm imagining that's kind of what their secret handshake looks like. I'm glad we're video recording this now. No. Okay, this is why I think they have a group chat. Okay. One day
so they can badmouth you?
No, I don't think it's about me necessarily. I'm not that full of myself. I just think they just have a group chat just among themselves in general. But okay, one day, like within 2-3 weeks of me being there, I had a really stressful day. It was just because the lady that was training me, she was on vacation, so I didn't have her to fall back on. Some other person was out of the office that I could have asked for help for. So it was just one other person and she was really busy and I couldn't get her attention. And all this shit was just coming in. I was just getting like a bunch of like phone calls and I had to order all these things and it was overwhelming. So this led me to message, another person and I'm like, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like, shit's blowing up. I'm about to freak out because there's just too much happening. This girl that I messaged, she was like, okay, it's okay. Just take a breather, relax, take like 5 minutes, go walk around outside, just chill. Now, she's the only person that I said this to. I didn't say this to anyone else. So I kind of took a breather. Someone else answered the phones and then emails were being taken care of. The rest of the day after that, random people who I've not met at this office at this point just came to my office and was like, hey, you doing okay? Are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing okay now. And I'm like, how did you know? Like, how did you know I just had a freak out half hour ago? Like, and it happened like a bunch of people who very rarely talk to me just suddenly just came to my office and just was like, you okay, man? You good? I'm just checking up on you. Like, you need anything? Are you all right? And and then that's where I made me like think they're talking about me somewhere. like I'm not a paranoid person. I really am not. But that made me think like something somewhere was said in an email.
I'm not a paranoid person, but I'm kind of paranoid right now.
They were talking about me. I got my tinfoil hat on. No, but seriously, that was just so weird. Like I couldn't get over that. So I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I am unemployed at the moment. And then Rob's trying to be helpful and get me a job at his place, and he tells me the wrong fucking job to apply for. And he's not even saying, he can't even deny it. He can't even deny it. He's like, hey, there's this office position that's perfect for you. You don't got to really do a whole lot. And it's going to get posted on Friday, and you're going to go apply, and I can probably help get you in. I'm like, okay, cool. I applied for the thing. Yesterday, I get an email from them like, oh, we looked at your application, and we're gonna unfortunately have to pass on you. I'm very sorry about this, blah, blah, blah. And I tell Rob, and I'm like, hey, they said they were going to pass on me. And he's like, what? That's weird, because they're hurting in that department right now.
They are.
He comes to me today and he's like, oh, you applied for the wrong position. I told you Rob said I told you the wrong position. I'm like,
Here's the thing. It's an associate position, and I saw that. She said it should have gone up Friday. The position has not gone up yet. It was supposed to go up last Friday. It should go up this week. And I said I was sorry. I
You did,
apologize.
you did, and you did, and you did, and you did.
So what
I'm
did
just
you
still,
apply for?
I'm just still making fun of you, but you did
Payroll.
apologize.
He applied for a position called payroll associate, and that type of position.
Is that
helps,
the guy who hands out the paychecks?
basically the digital paycheck person? Yeah.
All right, so he manages the printing and all of that. Not the
Yeah.
printing. The yes, I understand. Words are hard. I know what I'm trying to say and what you're
But
saying. Yes.
the position that I'm trying to help, secure for Jason, because, Jason's a nice guy, sort of. He's Jason.
That's the nicest thing you have ever said to me, by the way.
This position is more.
Thank goodness it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Yes.
This position is more of a make sure that the invoices match, approve the invoice matching and then set it off to another person. It's a mundane job, but Jason,
it's a job.
It's a job. Yeah, and it's a great company to work for. Okay. I'm not going to say where.
I'm not going to say it either. Don't worry. But unless I already did somehow, I don't think I did.
You didn't.
No, okay. I don't remember you saying it.
Okay,
on Facebook, you did.
Lisa, I'll tell you off air.
That's fine.
Well, no, I didn't even go into specifics into that either. So, anyway, here's the other weird thing about me, and I admit that this is weird for me, but I kind of like mundane jobs. Like I can do them really well.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I struggle staying awake at my job.
I can, like, literally, if you were to hand me the joke of like office jobs is like the giant stack of file folders and plop it on the desk, and they're
Jason's like
put those into the computer, I would be happy as fuck.
He's that guy.
I would do it gladly.
Sure, why not?
And because I don't know, it's more, I don't know why. I don't honestly know why. Because when I was at Staples, there would be times where I would have to do shit like that, and that was like the happiest I ever was, where I had to like type in numbers. There was one time I had to go to another store, and I had to take their inventory numbers, and I had to literally type it into a computer to update their inventory. It took me 5 hours, and it was the best 5 hours of my life.
All right.
Because here's another thing too. I got to listen to music, like I had headphones in. Yeah. And so, that was happening.
It's doing math homework.
And well, I don't like math, but
my thinking is like when it comes to math homework, there's steps. Like you're solving the equation, you go through the steps, and then you do the other thing. So it's like it's not mindless. It requires sort of like a rote repetition. It's like you're just doing the thing, and that's just it. So a lot of people don't mind that kind of thing. And sometimes we need that.
Mm-hmm. Most people would be like, yeah, the best time of my life was when I had sex. And Jason's like, I like typing numbers.
Well,
welcome back, Lisa.
It helped that I lost my virginity while I was doing math. So.
Oh, of course, And square root of 40.
Okay.
I had a calculator in my hand and I was thrusting away.
To that song?
Yep, to that sex song.
Jason was just flipping the abacus,
What's the abacus?
7 divided by 49.
That's good. Holy hell. Oh my god.
No, but I don't know why I like to do shit like that. And like everyone thinks it's weird, and I even think it's weird, but like it just passes the time. Because it's like I gotta be in this job for 8 hours. I gotta fill my mind with something. So if that's what's gonna take to kill time so I can get to fucking 4 o'clock.
Different strokes for different folks.
I'm down for it. Because like what else am I gonna do? Just sit there? And that's even more boring.
Right. That's true.
So, I'd rather at least be doing something. And then if it's something that like I can easily do, which I can easily type in numbers, that's not a hard
I can
job.
easily knock out an hour nap, let me tell you.
Well, easy for you to say. You probably don't get caught doing that shit. I can just see Rob at this job, like under his desk, like George Costanza episode of Seinfeld. He's taking a nap. So, well, anyway, yeah. So that's what I've been up to. And then I just been applying for new jobs and working on. Now that I have all this time, I just been working on the website with Bear. Bear and I have just been working together on this website, getting it look all nice and nice and pretty. So you listening and or watching should go to Rabbit Hole Podcast.
It's a little too. You gotta strengthen the wrist a little bit, Rob. Like this ain't gonna do anything. It's gonna be
wow. Lisa knows all about the ass smacking.
She does.
I had a friend in high school whose go-to dance move was, and it was really horrifying.
He just stared at your eyes the entire time.
It was great. No, I mean, it's just like it was. It's just. I swear to God, that was his go-to dance move, and it was just like, what are you doing? Yes.
Oh my God.
And now.
Yeah. So that's just kind of what I just been up to since that was December 18th when I got fired or laid off, how you want to work it. And still looking. So yeah,
strong.
I will update you. Yeah, and then I just been trying to do some writing, working on the website, the podcast, doing some podcasting stuff. And I think I'm irritating. I'm now the one person who like irritates everyone in the group chat for sending messages at like 2:30 in the afternoon on a weekday because like everyone else is at work. And then I'm like, hey guys, I saw a funny fart joke. You should take a look at this. And then like no one sees it. Because prior to me losing my job, there was one other person who did that who shall remain nameless. Not you.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me.
I mean, I contemplated talking about that too, but I'm like, I'm just gonna let that die. I think you both know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
You guys. Yeah,
I completely know what you're talking about.
You guys picked up on what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna let that die. I think I'm just gonna let that.
Gonna let it roll.
Just let that, which is unfortunate because it is tied to the show a little bit, but let's just
anyway.
Let's just let that slide.
Here's Wonderwall.
One last thing I want to say.
Here's Wonderwall.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. That was one of my favorite moments, by the way, when I was doing the best of, and I put that in there. I was proud of that moment.
That was a pretty good one.
I'm very proud of that.
You should be proud of that moment.
My dad, who I think is still listening to this because he is still subscribed to the Patreon, is on a trip. He's on a cruise.
You gotta say it right. He's on a boat.
He is indeed on a boat. He's on a boat. Now I'm not going to go into super detail about this because I'm sure he doesn't want people to know exactly where he's going. But he's going to a lot of places. He's going to be gone until like April.
He basically is doing what everybody dreams of doing.
Basically,
at a lot of senior citizens homes across the world.
Cool.
And so, he is busy doing that, and I wish him luck.
So
cool. Yeah, I hope he's having fun. He's probably mingling with a bunch of like hot 25-year-old people who work on the cruise. What are they called? Because they're not like stewardesses, flight attendants. What's the boat version of a what is that called?
That's a good question.
Stubby?
That is a good question, right? Let's see. Crew
members
version.
Yeah, the crew members
of a flight attendant.
Wow, this is a weird cruise.
A cabin steward, apparently.
Oh, all right. So steward still works.
Cabin steward is on a cruise ship is the person responsible for. Oh, that's for cleaning. No, that's not it. That's not what I want either. Everything keeps saying. Okay, but there's like a person who, not just cleans the place, but they're like, oh, Mr. Soto is your room okay? Like, I guess it is. like your room.
A
can I help you with
concierge.
food.
That'd
You
be more
know,
like a concierge, I
hey,
think.
if you go to this room at 8:00, we're doing karaoke. You know, like stuff like. There's got to be
Or
a
like a
person
cruise planner, or like
like okay.
there is a word for like that
Way-
person.
I'm about to make a way old reference, but it was what's her name on the Love Boat?
I'm telling you, I know what you're talking. I can't come up with the term.
Someday they're gonna like remake the Love Boat, and I don't even know how that's.
There are deckhands, there are personnels.
So there was the cruise director,
Right.
and then somebody literally was just the captain's daughter on that show.
Are you looking at a move list or whatever?
No, I'm looking at the cast of the Love Boat.
I thought you were talking like your dad
Oh my
is like,
God.
yeah, there's the cruise director and the captain's
No,
daughter.
'cause-
I'm like, yeah, Jason's dad's getting the captain's daughter.
Oh
right.
yeah.
So,
No.
like most of them are like general. It depends on what it is they do. They're not specialized, right? So, like a server is a server, a bartender is a bartender.
Yeah.
Somebody who does like maintenance is just maintenance. You know, like there's like activity coordinator kinds of positions. I feel like that's gonna thing, but like the chef is the chef and the crew is the crew, and
Yeah.
I think it's just like a standard hotel kind of thing.
Right.
A road is a road and a toll's a toll. And if we don't get no tolls, and we don't need no roads.
No rolls. Nice.
What was that?
You don't know that one?
I don't.
You do.
The Love Boat was on for 9 seasons. That's what I just learned right now.
It was popular.
Jesus, I didn't think it was that long. Wow.
I think that's before us, though.
Well, it was like late 70s, early 80s, but still.
Oh, all right. So when we were like little baby
well,
ones.
I was born in 80, so
I was
take
born in
that.
79, so my point
so
is.
take that for what it's worth. Anyway,
You're old.
my dad's.
Oh, God, it went to 1987.
Yeah, 9 years.
Ew.
And then there were some TV movies too. So
Ugh.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be a remake of The Love Boat.
I'm surprised there hasn't been, or somebody must
It's
have
gonna
tried
happen.
and it failed.
There's
been
gonna
a reality
be
TV
a
show, The Love Boat.
movie,
I'm
or it's gonna be a
telling you.
show on Hulu.
Somebody
something.
already did it. I guarantee it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be like they're gonna get like fucking Patrick Stewart to be like the captain. We're gonna get like I don't know, fucking Jessica
Rob's
Simpson
right.
is gonna be the.
Variety reported last year there was a Love Boat getting a reality TV reboot.
There is a reality show that
See-
takes place on a boat, but I don't remember what that was called.
Jason gives me shit because I play games while I talk to you guys, but he's not paying attention to what I'm saying.
He's right, though.
I didn't. I heard
IMDb
you.
has a show called The Real Love Boat, and it's hosted by Rebecca Romaine and what's his
God.
face, Jerry O'Connell.
Well, that's
And
when
apparently
you know
there
Oh, yeah,
were
they're
4 or
married.
5 episodes of this thing.
Jerry
Huh.
O'Connell's married to Rebecca Romaine's.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, because she divorced Stamos
Stamos.
like forever ago.
Long ass time ago.
I'm just surprised that she went from one to the other. It's just wow.
He's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
Yeah, but normally when it comes to women, you're like, oh, so why'd you marry him? He's a funny guy. No, it's usually
Wow.
Well,
He
no.
sounds like
Hold
a
up.
jackhammer.
Hold
They've
up.
been together like 15 years, these two.
I'm about to give Rob some material to make fun of me here, but every person that I've ever dated has always said the number one thing they found attractive about me was that I was funny.
funny looking.
You asshole.
That is not what I was expecting him to say, but I'll take it.
Robert.
No, but seriously, like every person
personality is a
I've
big
dated,
thing.
like they were like, I said, well, what was it that about me attracted to you? They said you were funny. And then, like,
huge
Looks were like dead last for what it's worth, but it was like you were
The
funny.
other thing is like looks fade.
The other
You know,
thing,
like doesn't matter how cute you are. If you're an annoying pain in the ass, somebody's sick of you.
well, also Jason's dating nothing but primarily blind women. So I mean, you know,
I have to get that one too. That was good. I'm giving that one to you, Rob. I'll give you that one. That was
we're gonna get a lot of angry letters from blind people. That wasn't funny. My ears were not amused.
My ears were not
My
amused.
ears were not amused. I like it.
That sounds like a common complaint for this podcast.
Aw, now there's Lisa with the dig. All right.
Oh, there it is.
Way to go, Debbie Downer.
All right. Well, anyway, that's what's been going on with my life. That's what's been going on. My dad's on a cruise around the world right now. I don't have a job.
So jealous of that.
So left and right.
I'm trying to get a new job. I'm working on rabbit hole stuff. Some stuff in rabbit holes changing. There's gonna be some new shows. One show got canceled. Everything's being worked on. So, yeah, that's what's up right now. So, 2023. Yay! Woo.
Hooray!
And then the thing that we can't talk about happened as well. Okay, with that said, it was a thing. Lisa got to witness it. Rob got to witness it. A lot of people at Rabbit Hole got to witness the thing that we can't talk about. I almost want to make the thing a Patreon exclusive, but nah, I'm not even do that either. Anyway, it's time for the mixtape. Here's something I didn't think about. I don't know how to do the mixtape segment for YouTube because they're gonna be like the copyright. So YouTubers, I'm just
gonna play. Oh, you're just not gonna play it.
I'm just not gonna put the song in the YouTube version. So, what you can do is I will put like a black 10-second frame in, and then you can pause the video, and then you can play the songs that we're about to mention. And then you can hit play again on the video, and then you'll be back. So Lisa, you have the mixtape this week. What do you got for us?
I do. I don't remember if this is on the mixtape. And I
say you told me this morning you had one.
I know, and it didn't occur until now for me to like look and be like, wait a minute, I should make sure. Why can't I find it? No, I should.
I don't know.
I got it. I don't got it. It's not going to show me everything. All right. No, I think we're safe. So I was listening to my playlist in school today as I was trying to get some stuff done. Mm-hmm. And I recently changed up the playlist. Like I had a couple of songs on there that are just kind of languishing, and every time they came on, I would skip them or whatever. So I like went through Jason. And what?
I was like, that sounds familiar, Jason.
But anyway, so I had been like flipping through and stuff, and I happened to leave the room, and I came back, and the tail end of this song was playing. I was like, oh my God, I forgot this was on there. So like, you have to come back and replay it, and just like sitting there. I'm very excited about the song. So I was like, ooh, we're doing whatever tonight. So I think I got my song for the mixtape. So I would like to add to the mixtape Ben Folds 5's Philosophy.
Oh, okay. There is some Ben Folds on there, but there is not that song.
Correct. I just checked. Or tried to.
All right. I am not familiar. What is that off their the whatever and whatever Amen?
It's off the self-titled one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you went way back on that one.
One album before whatever and ever Amen.
Well, it's still way back. Damn.
Oh, for goodness sakes. It'd be a good song, yo.
Yeah, I've not heard it. I don't know anything off that album.
I think you know it, but anyway. Oh, you need to get that out. It's got good stuff on it.
I just know whatever and whatever Amen.
Well, it's where Underground comes from.
Oh.
You know Underground, right?
I don't not by name. I listen to
And now here's Wonderwall.
There's some good stuff.
I will.
Good stuff on there. Jackson Cannery is on there. Juliana's on there. Like I said, Underground and Philosophy. Those are the really, really good ones.
Okay. Well, I will look forward to hearing that when I put that into the podcast version.
Good song.
All right. Well, thank you, Lisa. My song is the final track of one of my favorite albums of all time. The song is called Electrolyte. It is off the REM album, New Adventures in Hi-Fi. It was a minor hit. That album didn't actually have a lot of hits for REM, like just a couple. They did put this out as a single. There is a music video for it. If you look up on YouTube, it's actually a really weird music video now that I think about it. But this is one of my favorite REM songs.
It's the song he lost his religion to and his virginity.
Oh, God.
While doing the calculus on the abacus.
Anyway, I really like this song. It's a really good song. I enjoy it. And yeah, the mixtape could use more REM. So there you go. That is the mixtape stuff. We're going to, for the podcast listeners, we're going to put those songs in and then take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the incident.
The incident.
Stay tuned.
I pooped myself.
Agent Ryan?
Agent the Vern?
The Rabbit Hole podcast team has asked us to return back to the town of Twin Peaks to go over all the case files. Are you ready?
Have we been asked to cover the case files of the groundbreaking series created by David Lynch and Mark Frost?
The same one. We will be discussing in detail every episode from all 3 seasons of the show,
including the plot of every character, not just the mystery of who killed Laura Palmer.
Exactly. We'll also dive into why the show became such a phenomenon in the 90s and how it still influences shows today.
Will we discuss the feature film Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me?
You know, that may be our longest season yet.
So check Tales from the Double R on Anchor, Spotify, Good Pods, or listen to us at rabbitholepodcasts.com.
Now, let's order some coffee and a piece of that amazing pie.
Why do I have... Now, this is weird. So, my sweatshirt... I'm making sure there's not a cat near me. So, my sweatshirt has, like, the standard pocket, right?
Yep.
There are 2 buttonholes right here. Like, see? There's a buttonhole.
Yeah. Is there not a
There's
button?
no button in here. There's no button anywhere over on this sweatshirt. Why are there 2 buttonholes in this
That's not
sweatshirt?
how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Like, they're reinforced. You know how, like, buttonholes have, like, the little stitching so they don't come frayed? Why are there buttonholes here?
You're asking Neil. He's like, I don't fucking know.
Neil knows things. I have buttonholes here. But there's nothing here to button. What's really fun is there's a tiny little pouch, like with a Velcro. So if you think about in the center of this, like, pouch pocket against, like, my stomach, so not like the actual pouch, but there's a tiny little pocket in here where, like, you could put your cell phone and, like, put the Velcro on it. And it won't fall out of your pocket.
You can hide your weed in there when you get first by the cops.
Yes.
Exactly.
Lisa, hide your weed.
You gotta make sure, you know.
Years. Look,
Lisa,
this
hide your
sweatshirt even has my maiden name on it. That's how old it is.
Ooh.
And I've just noticed these fucking buttonholes. Sorry.
They probably
No,
weren't
it's fine.
buttholes at one point.
No, they were not buttholes. It's in the front.
I said
For
buttonholes.
what? No, I'm with Rob. He did say
There's no
buttonholes. He
button
did say
here.
buttonholes.
He said butthole.
He did not. I promise you.
Yeah,
I'm
for
actually
you,
with
Lisa, it
Rob
is a
on this.
butthole.
Yeah,
Let's hit man 3, Rob.
Ass goblin.
Christ. This is all staying in, by the way. Fuck it.
These are the
You
outtakes.
said butthole. I didn't say butthole, you ass goblin.
With that said, we're back. I'm just gonna launch into it. We're back.
That's funny.
Okay.
Goblin.
So, there's a very common question that's on the internet, and I kind of wanted to ask this question to not only you guys, but to
It's
B,
the B fill time.
asking. No, to fill time, I just start doing like calculations and stuff. No,
The square root of the hypotenuse.
B,
I'm still
I'll ask
laughing at Ask Goblin.
the rabbit hole group members this question. And C, I thought it would be fun to kind of read some that were on the internet. So the question I always
What
see
the fuck is wrong with Rob? We're
is
all asking that.
basically what was the incident at your school? Because everybody everywhere has an incident that happened at your school. And you could take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. It could be involved you, it could involve a friend of yours, it could have just been something you just heard about. It could be even like an urban legend. Like, it could be anything. This is a very popular thing that's on Reddit. I see it all the time. So I am going to ask you guys, Rob and Lisa, what was your incident? But before I do that, I actually want to read the rabbit hole people's first. Because we're actually
not good enough.
Because it actually got like some decent traction. We actually got a lot of people commenting. So thank you to everyone who commented onto the post. I'm only going to do first names. So I didn't ask this beforehand, but I'm just going to do first names. So first foremost, my friend Brenda says, a guy got caught in a library having sex with his girlfriend. She got pregnant and he went to JDC. This was over 30 years ago, so that's all I can remember.
The hell is JDC?
Juvenile Detention Center? Yeah. AKA the Bad Boys and Bad Girls School, as we called ours around here.
There was a reality show back in like the late 2000s, like 2008, 9. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it took place at the Juvenile Detention Center in Crown Point, Indiana, which was near my hometown. Yeah.
I would be interested in
I can't remember what the name of the show was.
Indiana.
But it was about like these kids who were at juvie. We called it juvie. And
was it called Juvies?
Yes, that is it.
I found it.
I don't remember when it was
Lisa
on.
Doesn't live in Indiana, but she
like,
sure as fuck knows what it's called.
She googled.
I googled it.
Yeah, and I kept like waiting for like the.
Apparently, it was originally called Cradle to Jail. Ooh.
Even more appropriate.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's uncomfortable.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. I think that's funny. I don't know. Maybe that's a dark person in me. Okay. Shauna says, there was a fight that got so big our beloved security guard got hurt. Also, a good chunk of our yearbooks being stolen out of a locked closet. She says she was the co-editor of the yearbook and thought that was such bullshit. And then she also added
those things are expensive.
She said that all of that happened in the same year. Also, one of their rivals left a dead jackrabbit on their campus.
Awesome.
That guy's a serial killer now.
Crystal says a girl got murdered by her boyfriend and he buried her in the woods behind the middle school. He's in jail still, and this happened her freshman year, 96, 97. Chris says, I remember a rumor about a girl giving birth in the bathroom. Also something about being in the toilet.
Toilet baby!
Okay, so the ones that I got from Reddit, I try not to go super dark, mainly because the ones that were left on the rabbit hole post got dark for me. So this is probably the darkest one yet. So Nick says, lots of death. One in particular involved a kid I knew. His older brother, who was off at college, took a friend's car, drove down, killed his whole family in the middle of the night, including the pets, burned the house down, and drove back.
Wow.
Yeah. Veronica says a rumor went around that a girl was taking turns fucking the basketball team in the school pool, and they had to shut it down and clean it.
Seems appropriate. I mean,
So wait.
Yeah, I kind of had questions myself, but.
So, like, she's in the pool with, like, dude number one. Where's everybody else? Are they just, like, on the bench watching? Are they like in like, are they on the bleachers where like you sit during swim meets? Are they like were they in the shallow end and everybody else had to wait in the deep end? Like, where is everybody?
My image, and this might just be my.
Probably
I need help with
my
logistics. Look, we have a floof.
Aw, floof.
My vision of this, and this is my very perverted pornographic mind at work here.
Oh, boy.
And fuck you, Rob, for saying I can't work at a porn store. Is I think they were all taking turns with her, if you kind of get my drift. Like, you know, one would finish and then another one would then go. She might have been doing multiple at the same time.
You know what? People don't do this. I feel like that's
yes, they do.
Oh, Lisa.
No.
Lisa. I know. You're fine. I'm not. Let's not warp your mind.
I just feel like that's a rumor that like some poor girl pissed someone off and they went, well, you know what?
And that could
like
be too.
Maybe this girl was promiscuous and slept with a number of people in high school. But this feels to me like somebody was trying to inflame this whole thing and really just ruin this.
That is a possibility. That is 100% a possibility.
Oh.
No doubt. Grace says Edison's school office was on fire and the two kids responsible were standing there watching with everyone as they didn't know what was going on.
Oh, dear.
So thank you very much. Good. Thank you, everyone who responded to the Rabbit Hole group post. Thank you so much. Let's do ours before I get to the Reddit ones. Rob, did you have time to come up with? Do you remember? Did you have an incident? Did you have an incident? All right. What is your incident?
So this happened back in high school, and my high school is basically an old military base. They just converted it over years into a school. And what had happened was there was this goth kid who was straight up goth and all that stuff. He decided he was tired of getting picked on because of what he was wearing. And he thought he would, how do I want to say this? He would confront his bullies by calling them the N-word.
Now, were they black?
Yes.
And was this particular?
White.
Okay.
So they proceeded to pelt him with oranges until he was unconscious and got sent to the hospital.
Jesus Christ.
I have not seen this kid. Last time I saw him was back in high school, and I don't even know if he is alive. I don't even fucking know.
All right.
Yeah.
I bet he doesn't drink orange juice anymore, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of thing always upset me. Like, that's one of the more upsetting moments of Full Metal Jacket to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was...
Where they, hold him down
brutal.
And they take shots at him with the soap.
Yeah,
that kind of thing always upsets me.
No, I get you. Now, Lisa, what's yours? I'm very curious.
So what's weird is I just sent a text to a friend of mine to ask what he would say. I had trouble coming up with things. Okay. I came up with something that happened after high school, but related to school. Okay. Where a girl who graduated a year ahead of me became Penthouse Pet of the Month, July 1997. So as far as any of us are concerned, once that came out, you could not find a copy of that magazine in 4 surrounding towns. It didn't matter what store you went
shit.
to, convenience shop, gas station. Rob is Googling. You could not
What's her
find.
name?
No, wait. Lisa.
No, actually, I was looking at this guy, and I actually found him. A guy from high school that got, pelted unconscious with oranges. Wow.
Lisa,
Okay.
since we're A, trying to protect your identity, and B,
Yeah, I'm leaving it as it is.
Probably the identity of this person.
Well, this person has more money than ever, probably, because she was pretty darn successful in adult magazines and adult films after that.
We're gonna leave
I'm
it.
not going to get into it. Nope, I'm just leaving it as it is.
That's fine. That's perfectly
fine. But
fine.
I'll tell you, my friends found a copy, and I was working in a video store at the time, and they came and they brought it, and they were like, "You got to see that." So of course we were all like, "You got to be kidding." It was just funny because you read the biographies and things like that, and we could find the lies.
I want to do.
She actually said she was from a completely different state. It was really funny.
I was just so I'm just gonna ask in a really roundabout way. So the biography stuff, right? So how much of it was just bullshit? All of it was bullshit, or
a good 90% of it was bullshit.
Okay, I've always wondered about those things whenever they were in Playboy or Penthouse or whatever. How much of that was true? Because they always seem very generic, right? They're always "Oh, I like horseback riding. I like going to the beach."
Well,
My dislikes
some of it,
are jerks.
For her, part of her layout, the various pictures and stuff were in there. Some of the theme was a sport that she played in school. So she would pose in uniforms for that sport. So that was authentic because I had photos of her playing in the sport.
I'm just going to arbitrarily pick a sport. If she was in the hockey, she had a bunch of hockey sticks and hockey goals.
She'd be on the ice, bent over or something, or the hockey jersey would be torn and she'd be, it's that kind of thing.
God.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's fucking hilarious. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So that's the first thing that came to mind.
I think you won this because mine's going to be so boring compared to that.
Well, I mean, it's the kind of thing that, it takes Jay Giles' band to a new level.
It does.
We actually got one, but
fuck me. Okay, I gotta. Yeah.
Yeah, and
we're gonna look.
Frankly,
we're gonna look this up after the show. We're gonna look this up after the show.
The school where I teach, we've kind of had a lot of sad things happen that I'd rather not get into.
No, that's. I'm trying not to be super depressing about this.
No, I'm not going to. Nope, totally fair. But we've lost students, we've lost a couple of teachers, so it's for some reason it's a sad situation.
I get it.
And it's and not for any of heaven forbid, nothing the school was under attack or anything.
Okay,
just
that's
tragedies,
good.
Just
that's
awful
good.
things that are
no, I gotcha.
But and what's really what's really sad about it is because of that, I would not be able to come up with one because we've had a number of those kinds of things, which really is tragic.
I gotcha.
So I'm going to stick with the centerfold and penthouse.
That's perfect. That's an incident. Let me tell you. Okay, so there's two that I thought of. They're not related because when I tell you what they are, you're gonna think they're related somehow, but they're not. One, was I think actually both of these happened my senior year. Now I'm thinking about it very carefully. Early in the year. Oh no, I'm sorry. Later in the year. Let me do the later one first. Later in the year, towards the end of the year, somebody set the girls' bathroom on fire.
Oh God.
And nobody know who did it. It's as far as I know, it's still a mystery to this day. And it was a big fire. School had to evacuate. We had to go outside. Fire department had to show up. They had to come in with the hoses. It was a whole thing. At the time, this was my senior year. I was on the high school newspaper. There's a little factoid about me I didn't tell you guys. I was on the school newspaper.
Aww.
I could see that.
And And to anyone curious, I wrote the op-ed column.
Aw.
So, so I got to share my opinions about the kids that I hated in a newspaper every week. It was fun. Anyway, it was very cathartic for me because, like, I was very quiet and shy, so I couldn't, like, confront the people, but I could write about it all I want.
Gave you a place to voice it. That's
It was
cool.
amazing. So anyway, so somebody else that was on the newspaper wrote the article about the fire, but like it was this person who was barely ever there. I don't know why she was assigned to this, but she was hardly ever in the newspaper, like the classroom that it took place in. She was very rarely there. She got assigned this story, and then everything that she wrote about it was like it was like Fox News wrote about it like today. It would be like she literally like blamed somebody for it, but there was like no evidence that it was this person who did it.
So why'd they blame her?
Fuck if I know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Because I remember, because I was barely involved with the whole thing. So how the school newspaper work, I'm sorry, I'm very deviating from this, was like everybody was assigned different pages of the newspaper. So like somebody was in charge of the front page. I had the op-ed part. Someone had the sports. Someone did like, there was like these fluff pieces that were like in the middle. Someone was in charge of that. So the person that was in charge of the front page is the one who assigned this to the girl who then wrote the bad article. And I had nothing to do with that. Like I was working on my own shit. Like I was writing my own article. Another person wanted to do an op-ed, so I was working with him to get his op-ed thing written. So I was working with them, so I had nothing to do with that. So I was hearing all this like secondhand. Mm-hmm. So she wrote her article, sent it to the editor. The editor, for some reason didn't fact check things. Again, we're fucking 17-year-olds. It's fucking 97, 98. Like, what are you going to do? So it gets posted. The girl that gets named in the article gets angry and is like, I didn't do this. Why are you saying it's me? And so she and her parents had to come to the newspaper classroom, like after school, like the next week. And they were like making a big deal about it. And I remember like hearing about it as I was leaving because I had nothing to do with it. And the next issue, we had to do a retraction of the entire article because everything was wrong. Like everything. The time that it happened, the bathroom that it had, like everything was fucking wrong. It was weird. Wow. It was really fucking weird. So then, so that's one incident. The second incident, a different girl, one day, and this may be a little sad, so I'm sorry, but she was home alone, and her mother, her father, and I can't remember if it was a brother or sister, sibling, was in a car. They got into a terrible car accident. They all died instantly.
Shit.
Like that. Like someone snapped their fingers.
Wow.
Thank you. Like that. And
you can't snap your fingers?
You can't snap?
I can't snap my fingers.
Wow.
Yeah,
you're doing the first. You got to do the middle fingers.
I can't. Yeah. I literally cannot do it. This has been brought to my attention several times.
Wow.
I can even do it without that second finger.
I'm fucking weird, you guys. Okay, I am acknowledging this. Anyway, so she just went like an orphan. Was like an orphan.
Sorry.
She was just like an orphan. Like instantaneously, and she was gone from school for like months. There was like this happened at the beginning of the year, like in like September, early October. She didn't come back to January.
Frankly, she should have been given the whole year.
She came back.
And
she shouldn't have come back.
The first day that she came back, nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what to say to her. Like, again, we're all fucking awkward teenagers.
There's nothing to say.
Yeah. Like, we're all awkward teenagers, right? So it's like, we didn't even want to say hi. We didn't know what to do. And so we're, cause like my instinct naturally when something like that happens is to comfort them, like to be like, hey, I'm sorry this happened. I'm here to talk. I've been like that my entire life. And I'm like, but I didn't know how to present this, And so she's there. We're all like quiet. Like we're all like looking at each other. We kind of look at her and she's just like, I'm glad we're recording this because this is how she sat.
Catatonic.
And this is like months later, which I understand. Losing your entire family in one night, that's gotta fucking suck. I understand 100%. That's gotta really fucking suck. Your whole life just gets uprooted. I think we heard she had to move in with like her aunt or her grandmother or something. They had to like sell her old house. She had to move to a new house. Like this whole thing happened. And we're just like, holy shit. Like that's fucking crazy. Can't even imagine that. So anyway, those were the two incidents at my school.
Lisa's got another incident that she was talking about.
Can't do it.
No.
No, damn.
Can't do it. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to edit that out.
So, well, there's
will.
an interesting thing about my school when I graduated.
Please also edit out my Nelson thing in the middle of your very sad story because that was really in poor taste.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
My
okay.
Nelson thing where I laughed at you for not. I'm like, I really don't like that was in the middle of that story.
I can try, but if I was talking, it would be kind of hard. I'll figure it out. Anyway, okay. We need to get. Okay, let me do these really quickly here. So these are from Reddit. I'm gonna just go through these really quickly. Someone got a dildo from their Secret Santa. This was a party during lunch at school with the whole class in attendance. No adult supervision. Long story short, it turned into a free-for-all of dodgeball until it got stuck behind a TV mounted on one of the walls. And there it sat for 2 years until a teacher found it during an open house for incoming freshmen.
Wait, it was on a TV and nobody saw it for 2 years?
It got like
it was behind
stuck.
a TV.
It got stuck.
Oh, behind it. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
So wait, it was one of those dildos you could like pluck to a wall.
Yes.
Somebody just tossed it.
That's how I'm picturing it.
Oh, God.
That's how I'm picturing
it.
That
TV's broken. It needs to be replaced. And they just pull it out and it dicks in their face.
Good grief.
Next one is my freshman year. A coach got a student pregnant. He was fired. My senior year, he was hired back because our football team needed him.
Oh, stop it.
That's bullshit.
One of the math teachers was stealing those TI 83, 84 calculators and selling them on eBay. That made me laugh because Staples sells those like all the time, and I always was hearing from people like, "Why are these calculators like almost $100? I can get it on eBay for like $30, like, or I can steal them and sell them on eBay." Okay,
I can't.
All right, this one's a little dark. I'm gonna apologize. A little dark, kind of a trigger warning. Here we go.
How dark is it?
We had a chicken pen in our school, big fence around it for many chickens. We come to school one morning and all the chickens have been beheaded, as well as a couple of birds which have been stoned to death.
Oh my God.
Okay, this one's a long one.
Wait, chickens were beheaded and what?
And stoned to death.
Like they threw rocks at them.
Oh, well, how can you stone to death a fucking chicken when its head's off? Never mind.
I guess the other ones that weren't beheaded.
So some were probably beheaded and the rest were probably stoned. Okay. My science teacher told me this. He had a student, a girl who was a hard worker and had a good attitude and was well behaved, but within the span of a few weeks, her grades began to drop as she began to act out, and one day she blew up at another student. So my teacher took her outside and asked her that before he wrote her up, is there anything going on that caused the outburst? Because she was a good student and was smart, and she just broke down and told him that there was a dead body under her bed. Come to find out, her mom had killed her, the mom's boyfriend, and hid him under the girl's bed, and she had been sleeping with a dead body in her room for a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Jesus.
Holy wow.
All right, two more. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to say. A black kid running for senior class president claimed he received a bunch of racist text messages from someone telling him to drop out, including ones calling him the N-word. This was a predominantly white school. After a series of police investigations, news reports on local TV about the incident, and at least 5 different school assemblies on why racism is wrong, we found out over the summer that the kid sent the text to himself. I'm gonna let that one land for a minute.
Wow.
All right, last one. The foreign languages taught at the school were Spanish, German, French, and Italian. We had exchange programs for every language except Spanish, and no one really knew why. Any teacher we asked would either claim ignorance of the reason or make up some excuse about financial constraints. Senior year, a bunch of us found out from a librarian that the year before our freshman year, some senior knocked up one of the Spanish girls part of the exchange program, and it was this whole scandal that basically ruined the school's reputation and prevented us from having any exchange program in Spain.
Wow. Well,
Jesus.
I mean,
there's
that.
If you look this up on Reddit, there's 1,000 others that it just goes on. Those were just the ones I just picked really quickly. So there you go. Those were the incidents we all had in high school. Don't you wish we could go back to high school, everybody? Quick question around the call. Rob, would you go back to high school?
For what? Like, if I could go back in time?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely I would. There's a lot of things I would change.
Okay, Lisa.
Yeah, I would, because like I kind of miss that time and like that friendship group that I had, because there was just something to the fact that if I wasn't home, like my parents knew where I was because we were all at somebody's house. Like
Yeah.
it was just, there was something to
Smoking
that
weed,
kind
having
of
sex.
no, it's not the way it was. But like it was, I don't know, there was something like it's a cliche, but there was something simpler to it. Like I do miss, like volleyball and color guard and that kind of stuff.
I would redo oddly enough, my senior year of high school. That was the only time in school I kind of had fun. The rest of it was fucking miserable. I was miserable.
I'm sorry.
You know what? It's fine, and I think it kind of made me the person that I am today. So I don't regret
Asshole?
it. I don't regret. Shut the fuck up. Hey, I don't drive a minivan. So it was. It made me the person that I am today, and I don't regret it, but I don't want to relive it. But I would relive my senior year, 100%. So, all right, that's it. That's it for the episode. We're going to wrap up. Whatever with Jason Soto is hosted by me, Jason Soto, and these two people, Lisa Sally Haynes and Rob Branch.
Now he's got a second monitor so he can watch what happens as he does this. He's not seen this before.
I can be found on Twitter at Famous Comedian, on Instagram at I'm_Famous Comedian, or you can email the show at whateverjasonsoto@gmail.com. Speaking of the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/rabbitholepod is where you can go and join the group, and questions will come up and you can respond and you can interact with the show that way. You can also follow Rabbit Hole Podcast on Twitter at RabbitHP. And finally, please go to rabbitholepodcast.com. It is being reworked very slowly, gradually over time. And it's just going to be all brand new and sparkly and shiny and neat. And it's going to look great. So please go check that out for the aesthetics and for the shows. While you're there looking at all the neat graphics, you should go listen to some of the shows. There's all kinds of great stuff for you to check out. You can find this show on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, or Amazon. If you have an Alexa, you just say, Alexa, play whatever with Jason Soto podcast, and it will play the latest episode of this show. The mixtape intro song was made by friend of the show, Lackey. Thank you so much, Lackey, for doing that. The beginning and ending song is Liam Lynch's United States of Whatever from the album Fake Songs. Patreon.com/rabbitholepods. That is where you want to go to get exclusive content and segments and shows very, very, very early. Chris R. AfterCredits.com. Thank you so much, Chris R., for being a Patreon member. The Vern from Cinema Recall and Tales from the Double R podcast. Thank you so much to the Vern. The globe-trotting and mysterious benefactor known as Silent Partner. Thank you so much, Silent Partner.
Don't make Silent Partner angry. Don't do it.
I can kick his ass. I couldn't.
You're only just saying that because he's not in the country right now.
Because he's not here to get you. He's going to send somebody after you.
Bring it, silent partner.
Oh, my God.
He comes back in April, so April
More than enough time to find another residence in another
If
country.
anybody's interested in being a co-host of whatever with Jason Soto, get your resume
gonna be-
ready for
there's
about
gonna be
the
a
second
spot.
week of April.
There's going to be a spot open. Nimrod Forrest, thank you so much, Nimrod Forrest.
Such a cool name.
Carl, thank you so much to Carl.
Carl.
Richard Kirkham, thank you so much to Richard Kirkham.
Oh, a gentleman, that Richard Kirkham.
Our friend Bear, thank you so much, Bear, for being a Patreon member as well.
Bear gives us money?
Bear gives us money.
We pay Bear with Bear's own money?
So Bear joined up before they became a podcaster for Rabbit Hole Podcast. It wasn't until like a month after they subscribed that they were like, I want to do the podcast. And then I even said to them, do you want to no longer be a Patreon? And they were like, nah, keep it. So, sure. And Sherry Coons, thank you so much to Sherry for being a Patreon member.
Thank you, Sherry.
Again, patreon.com/rabbitholepods. Another benefit, when I say Carl's name, I remembered this. When we do a live show on Twitch, twitch.tv/rabbitholepods, if you are a Patreon member, you can join us. That's for Jackbox stuff. That's for any goofy games, any podcasts we do. We just invite the Patreons to come on and be on the show. So that is another benefit.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
He joins us
All of
and
the
threatens to steal my porn.
And also, please go to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, look up Rabbit Hole Pods, and actually, I think it's Rabbit Hole Podcasts on YouTube. I should probably look at that.
You run the place. Jesus.
Rabbit Hole Podcast is the name of the YouTube channel, so you can go find that there. I gotta have YouTube up anyway because we're about to record a bonus segment for the Patreon. If you want to know what that is, $3 gets you access to that. So you're gonna want to check that out. Anyway, Rob and Lisa, thank you so much for doing this goofy ass show with me. I appreciate your time and company and friendship and
our rapt attention
and your attention that you pay to me. the respect that you give to me to pay attention during my podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Who are you again?
this is narcissism.
That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much.
Jason is not narcissistic
Thank
at
you.
all. He couldn't fake being narcissistic.
Everything is about me. I'm the most important guy on the face of the planet.
Like, you couldn't
Jason
fake
Soto's
it.
King
No way.
A number one.
You don't have it in you.
I'm the Duke of New York, King A number
Duke of
one.
New York.
Duke of New York.
That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for listening. Wash your goddamn hands and keep your head in the clouds and your feet in the mud. Adios. Copyright 2023 Rabbit Hole Podcasts, rabbitholepodcasts.com.